Greetings, my friends. I am Gilles Mansillon. I'm called to return to continue to speak about transcendental psychology. I'm going to comment on the perfection of the law of God, the timelines, reality, the truth. I'm going to discuss a little bit of astrology. We're in a very powerful moment, and I'm allowed to speak about. What we call magic, and so for everything I'm talking about is only on the surface reality. There is a lot. I'm doing my best so that my words carry truth and so that they are truthful and powerful. Yet it is always something that there is always more to it. Everybody takes whatever he needs and cultivate it to get confirmation from their soul and spirit, and then the information grow within ourselves. So this law of God is supreme. Every time God creates with 700,000 universe of time and space right now within the cosmos, and which is all independent unit of creation. And each universe is created with a different energetic laws, which is our universe is a dark matter universe that is a magnetic universe, and the law is basically could be resumed as cause and effect, free will. So whatever we do, we'll have to harvest. That's just the way it is in this universe. But the law, we have to understand that this law of cause and effect, the reflection of God in relationship to our thoughts, our words, and our action, is conducted by supreme intelligence. It is all based on wisdom, mercy, and ministry. And it is an energy that's so fast. It is recalibrated a lot faster than our mind could conceive. Within every nanosecond, there is a recalibration of God's consciousness in relationship to all that is. The whole universe disappear and reappear trillions of times every second. It goes so fast we can never know that, but I had confirmation of that. God showed me 24 trillion time every second, and God showed me that there is the presence of God in between every. It's like it's a constant. It's absolutely magnificent, but the truth of life. But in truth, there is infinite perfection within life, because life, there is nothing that anyone can think, say, or do that will leave the law, God, the consciousness of supremacy, unable to know how to handle it. God's intelligence will always be superior to any thought, any words, any deed. It means that will be reflected. The positive and the negative will reflect upon us, but it is an eternal process. So sometimes we see beings that are completely negative, that are having an easy in life, and are not being troubled by the law, but on the eternal level, their soul will eventually have. Everybody has to. There is nowhere in the universe we can escape the consequence of our actions. So the law is created so that all beings and all things can learn, grow, and evolve. And so, and this ministry of all the souls is valuable for all humans, but it's valuable for all extraterrestrials, and it's valuable for eternal beings as well. And there's all kinds of beings that are eternal beings in higher dimensions. Some of them are polarized negatively, and they can go on with their negative program for a very, very long time until the law says it's enough, at which point they have no choice but to return to the light, and then be affected by all the negativity they've been created, to return to the light, or they'll be bottled up. It means that that's never happened in our local universe, which is a young universe. There's been 3 celestial rebellions, so it might happen when the final judgment come on that level. But if there was that has been observed in other universe, that sometimes there is no more hope for compassion, for soul salvation. There is no more when God has exhausted all possibility of compassion. It's not going to waste his time. So at which point the memory of that being is integrated within the supreme being, but the personality of that person can no longer be found. But that has never happened yet in our universe. So I just wanted to put your mind at ease, to say that God knows what's going on, and there is the world of justice will be is inevitable. Divine justice, and divine justice is always right. It's always fair. Although we don't see it right away, always, and God will allow things to happen, to unfold, free will, and a lot of beings that are creating negative cause. Actually, it's their ignorance that allows them to believe that, because everybody is doing what they think is best, even the negative beings, which is So it's there is always love and mercy when God has to judge. He always when he judge, he always comes as the deity absolute, and as the paradise trinity, or the because even the supreme is no need to judge. It doesn't. But so that we should just be at ease and to know the way of God is eternal and perfect, and also the temporal. To speak about the timeline, the experiences of our life. I was watching this show. It's a Netflix series, a science fiction Netflix series, and the character was like posing the possibility of going back through time to fix an error, and fix an error by observing all the past of our life when that person wanted to change. So she tried many aspects, and she realized that no matter what she changed in the past, it ends up in catastrophe. So it's like it's like the butterfly effect. If we change something from the past, then it could be catastrophic. It means that at some point in our life we might. I am sure many people who can observe that from the past, who have missed opportunity or made mistake or had failure in relationship to professional, financial, sentimental. And if those things would have worked, we would have moved into a different timeline. Our life would have been different if that worked. But life is so intelligent that if it didn't work, it means it wasn't meant to work. And then so it's like, and life will always find a way to bring back what's necessary and make happen what is needed. So we have to accept the perfection of the timeline. There is all kinds of technology that we'll discover that can allow us to travel back through time, but it's a very delicate process. There is a group named the Wingmakers, the human beings, scientific from the 28th century that came back through time in this period of this planet. They're human beings, but from the future. But they have interactive time technologies, and we made some changes in the original timeline, so that it's like so that we can so the ascension of the planet could work, because there was many timeline where it didn't work, and so they had to return in order to fix certain things. But they're very wise, and there were seven time capsules have been created. One of them have been discovered. 6 of them have not yet been discovered. Well, they'll be discovered at the right time. And so the website, the Wingmakers, is very interesting. There is the history of the discovery. There is their philosophy, which is deep and powerful. Their music. There is their poetry. But the website originally was extremely. Was direct, it was pure, it was just one of the scientists of the Labyrinth group defected to make that available for the people. It's a secret organization that have their hand on that time capsule. And but there is an extraterrestrial group named the Corktom who took over the information of that site, and they created they added a lot of things, and it's like it's a bit confusing. So use discrimination when you look at the information from the Wingmakers. They are. But they're very interesting, and there is technologies. They showed me a technology that could reset timelines. It means that sometimes there is like historical event happening, but if God thinks it's not what they wanted, or the Time Lord decide it's not good, they can reset it. They can reset it, and everything, and all the social memory complex of that group is being reset. It's kind of magic. We'll discuss some magic, but this is higher magic in some ways. So if you have any question, do not hesitate. I'm just expressing some thoughts in relationship to that. But if so discuss the idea that we I think it's in the Quran. It's explained that we have two angels on each shoulder. One is speaking the voice of the ego, the lower self, the negative voice, and then a positive voice. They're both working for the soul, and because in a free will universe, we have to be given the choice always, and so just continue to cultivate the balance, but listen to the voice of wisdom as much as possible, and make the higher choice. Ask to always be showing the fifth dimensional way, the way of a liberated way every morning, about all the situation that is coming up in the day, every relationship. Right now, there is a very powerful activation of the consciousness. We need to rest. We need to integrate the new energetic code. There is a genetic activation, and in a few days, there's going to be a conjunction in the sky between the sun and the planet Uranus. Uranus is the awakener. It's a very powerful planet, and it's going to be in Gemini. I'm going to put a painting of the Gemini twin on the cover, and with Hélène that's there. She's like the what, but. So this year is very powerful because Pluto, the planet Pluto, is starting to its motion through Aquarius. So the awakening is going to be very powerful. And right now, as we speak, there is this conjunction in a place that's very specific. That's the border of the end and the new, which is the Pisces, the end of Pisces and the beginning of Aries. And there is the planet Saturn, there is the planet Ceres, and there is the planet Neptune. Neptune is the divine, the dream, the intuition, the cosmic love. Saturn is the responsibility, the path of the evolution. It's the master controller of time, and Ceres is all that grows, the abundance, the prosperity, and so but then also there is the conjunction between the planet Eris, the small planet Eris, the goddess of discord, and the planet Chiron. So a lot of things that were discordant will be able to be brought to the surface to be healed. And Chiron is a very enlightened planet. And so there is really a new timeline that is offered, which is a time that is free. And although this time can bring some discord, for it's very more and more difficult not to listen to the soul, and it's as the higher self is coming down now. It's like, and yet sometimes it brings up emotions that are not always pleasant. They can be uncomfortable, but we need to understand the message behind the emotion in order to find the alignment and connect to our soul. Our soul is ask your spirit guide to show you, to give you an information in relationship to any, at any point. You can always ask your guides. They're beings that love you immensely, but they don't live in physicality. They live in a higher level, higher planes. So right now we are asked to see things from a higher perspective, a higher elevated perspective, and we can always consciously connect to our soul star. Soul star, there is a golden sun of the father and the silver light of the future of the mother. Those are like energy we can ask to integrate within our being, and to draw in within our physicality, and little by little we're also grounding into the planet, for the planet is ascending and we are ascending with her. Did I pour some card? I'm going to pour some card and discuss this idea of what magic. I'm not when I talk about magic, I don't talk about prestidigitation, illusionist, and so like people that pull out rabbits out of the hats or anything like that. I'm talking about the mechanism of using invisible intelligence and forces to create. To create a reality. And so the observer of the day, the card of the day, is the tribe, to connect to your soul tribe. It takes a long time, but that will bring the greatest satisfaction, is to connect to those other people that we're so close in vibration with. The wisdom, where it's about co-creation. We're going to be able to co-create together. It's little by little. Every day we can make little encounter, little meetings, and we have soul contracts that we need to fulfill as much as possible, to follow the voice, the call of the soul. What we need to understand is the wind of change. The wind of change. It's all the wind has changed, and there's a brand new energy on the planet. The wind of change blows straight into the face of time, like a storm wind that will ring the freedom bell for peace of mind, like the song says. What we need to do is to trust. Trust, hope, and faith, very important. So we're getting confident, trust in ourselves, trust in yourself. And the outcome will be to be able to work more consciously with all the invisible power of the universe. It's a higher power, the forces of creation, the force of God, and all the cosmic intelligence. So I'm authorized to discuss very briefly what we call magic. So magic, there is all kinds of magic, from black to white. Or the black magic is about sacrifice, bringing about demons to achieve or mind control, all kinds of things. And for millennium of time, this planet was under dark control. So there is layers upon layers upon layers upon layers of those dark programming that are now we're clearing that up. We're clearing that up. And so when I first came into my realization of my power within the divine, my magical power within the divine, I said, I'm just going to use a magic wand and just get rid of it all. So he said, no, unfortunately, it does not work like that. It's going to be little by little. But understanding the power of love, light, and wisdom will erase 1,000 sorts of dark magician and dark beings. Light is much more powerful than darkness. So it's all being cleared. So I'm not going to discuss the black magic, something we want to stay away from that. Then there is gray magic, what was commonly gray magic. The key words about that is like it's like Fight Club. You do not speak about magic to the people that are not initiated. Personally, I was initiated in high ceremonial magic, in Gardnerian magic, which is the most commonly known. Basically, it's what I can still reveal is that it's about creating center of energy, invoking the four directions, and to bring this into a circle, a power of energy, then put an intention in order to create a reality. But it's still a bit limited, because true magic, true white magic, the one I practice, it's not about forcing any result. It's about finding the right alignment and allowing to be a vehicle through your intention to allow the divine to accelerate the process, or to rectify something, or create miracles within the energetic level that will transform the world. So it's called white magic. There is a master that teaches that. His name is Merlin. You can ask to attend his school during your sleep time before you go to sleep. Say, Merlin, I wish, thank you very much to receive me. I wish to go through your classes. And in the physical Merlin, there was many Merlins, very old, for millions of years, those master of magics have been teaching magic, and Merlin is a very advanced master, very advanced, and his physical presence on the planet was recorded at the time of the Round Table, and Merlin was an incarnation of our friend Master Saint Germain, and when he wrote the work of Shakespeare, there is a lot of hidden codes, of sacred magical codes within the work of Shakespeare. It needs to be decoded, but there is all kinds of knowledge from his incarnation as Merlin. There's all kind of sacred book that was a lot of magic also, like keys and codes and invocations. But it's like the Emerald Tablet of Thoth, all kinds of others. The Necronomicon, all kinds of books that can. It's kind of interesting when you become master of magic. You're able to manifest with your thought the physical transformation. But we have to be very pure, otherwise the karma, the law of karma, will reflect upon you sooner or later. So we want to be pure in relationship to that. Yet it's something we would want to connect to the power of Mercury, the power of the mind, the concentrated, focused mind, as a messenger of the sun, as we are sunlight, a sun ray in the service of the whole. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. Don't hesitate if you have any question. Can talk, make a little addition, just because we talk about this, but something that's commonly known, but sexual magic. For sexual magic is about because it's about utilizing the power of sexuality for creating, for liberating a concept, an idea into the universe for its manifestation. Of course, can be done alone, but it's more powerful when two people are soul connected and have a common desire. So before they come together, they decide that they're going to create that reality. They're going to create that reality, and they come together. And at the time of orgasm, there is no more resistance. They liberate that energy into the cosmos, and then that accelerate the manifestation of that. Well, those things are. It's not very politically correct to talk about sex and those things, but it is a powerful thing, and there is nothing. There is nothing. Sexuality is actually something very sacred. It's just because they vulgarize sexuality, they degraded it, they made it commercial. They made it. A lot of people are just using someone else's body for their own pleasure. There is no love. When there is love and connection, it is one of the most sacred of all activity within. And part of the sexual magic is the creation of children. It's like, this is magic. It's quite magical. So, just so that I'm here. I'm trying to be open, because a lot of those secret energy, those secret knowledge about the immortality principle and so on, were only reserved to initiated, because if you in the past, if you gave it to somebody who wasn't ready to receive it, he would pollute the energy of that. But now we're coming at a time of collective ascension, and so the universal heart is opening. We need to be sharing with the multitude all kinds of things that were reserved to initiated in the past. And so I'm going to finish with a song. Thank you very much. I hope you find this message interesting. The song that went through my mind, I don't know why. It's the beginning of a song that was quite long, but I think the beginning of it went through my mind today. I'm not really sure, maybe because it's about the music that's going to die. But there is a renaissance that is coming. The art, a lot of art is really dead, but there is a renaissance that is coming. For it to be a renaissance, there has to be a spirit to it. So the song is called American Pie. It goes like this. A long, long time ago, I can still remember how that music used to make me smile. And I knew if I had my chance, I could make those people dance, and maybe they'll be happy for a while. But February made me shiver with all the paper I deliver. Bad news on the doorstep. I couldn't take one more step. I don't remember if I cried when I read about this widowed bride. Something touched me deep inside the day the music died. I said bye bye, Miss American Pie. Took my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Then good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, "This will be the day that I die. This will be the day that I die." Did you write the book of love, and do you have faith in God above? If the Bible tells you so. Do you believe in rock and roll, and can music save your mortal soul? And can you teach me how to dance real slow? Well, I know that you're in love with him, 'cause I saw you dancing in the gym. You both kicked off your shoes. Man, I dig those rhythm and blues. I was a lonely teenage broken buck with a pink carnation and a pickup truck, but I knew that I was out of luck the day the music died. I started singing bye bye, Miss American Pie. Took my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Then good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, "This will be the day that I die. This will be the day that I die." It's a very long song. It's about the death of Buddy Holly. And I'm going to finish with a few oracles just to finish. I hope you're having a good day. You're preparing yourself. It's a good weekend, a very powerful time we're living, and with those energy for the planet will influence us whether we're conscious or not. But sometimes it helps understand what we're going through. And the card of the day is about relaxation. It's about, I know there is vacation coming. Spirit is talking to me about vacation coming. I say, well, thank God. And so relaxation, we need to rest, we need to integrate all the new codes that are coming, drink a lot of water to integrate faster. But the higher wisdom is diligence. It means to be methodical, to be attentive to details, to not think that, well, details are not important. Well, sometimes details we can look above it and not be lost in the details. But sometimes there are details that are important, like hell is in the details, but heaven is also in the details. What we need to understand is trust. So it's what we need to do, to understand, trust, faith, and hope. What we need to do is simplicity, to make things simple. It's a little white feather, the symbol of the goddess Mat. At the end, our heart needs to be as light as a feather. So it's about simplicity. If we can simplify our life as much as possible, to be content with little. It was Immanuel Kant, the great philosopher, who said to be rich is not what all the things you accumulate, is how happy can you be with less and less and less? Huh? Some ways we have to balance it out, but and the outcome is a transformation. It's this butterfly that is coming. We are being transformed through the process, and just trust the process. There's this great solar flash that is in preparation. We don't know when it's going to be coming, but everybody up there, they see it coming and they say, prepare yourself, it's going to be wonderful. But it is already wonderful. Come back to the present, come back to the stillness. And I thank you so very much. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, to share, to comment. I thank you for your donations. And if you want a private session or if you want to discuss art, I'll be happy to send me an email. I'll be happy to get in touch with you about that. Thank you so much. Namaste.